Picture this. You're crammed into a seat that makes a sardine can look spacious, your knees are practically kissing your chin, and you've got 14 hours ahead of you breathing recycled air with 200 strangers. Sound familiar? If you've ever endured the special kind of torture that is a long-haul economy flight, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But what if I told you that with just 15 game-changing strategies, you could transform your next marathon flight from a nightmare into something actually bearable? I'm about to share with you the insider secrets that frequent flyers and flight attendants use to survive those grueling cross-continental journeys. These aren't your typical travel blog suggestions like bring a neck pillow. We're talking about the advanced tactics that will literally save your sanity at 35,000 feet. Let's start with the moment you book your ticket, because survival begins long before you step foot on that plane. Tip number 1. Timing is everything when selecting your seat. While everyone fights for the window or aisle, the real pros know that seats over the wing experience significantly less turbulence. Your stomach will thank you later when others are reaching for those little bags. Here's tip number 2 that airlines definitely don't want you to know. Check in exactly 24 hours before your flight, but don't just grab any available seat. Use tools like Seat Bureau to identify which seats have extra legroom, fewer recline restrictions, or are located away from high-traffic areas like bathrooms and galleys. Sometimes paying a small upgrade fee for a better economy seat is worth more than a first-class ticket on comfort per dollar. Tip number 3 is about strategic packing that goes beyond just staying under weight limits. Pack a complete change of clothes in your carry-on, including underwear and socks. Flight delays, spilled drinks, or just feeling gross after 12 hours makes fresh clothes feel like winning the lottery. Trust me on this one. Now let's talk about tip number 4, mastering the art of hydration without becoming that person who gets up every 30 minutes. Start hydrating 2 days before your flight. But here's the key: drink electrolyte solutions, not just water. Plain water actually dehydrates you faster at altitude. Bring an empty water bottle through security and fill it up before boarding. Then ask flight attendants to refill it regularly with their galley water, which is often better filtered than what they serve in those tiny cups. Tip number 5 revolutionizes how you think about airplane food. Don't rely on airline meals for nutrition. They're loaded with sodium to compensate for your dulled taste buds at altitude. Pack protein-rich snacks like nuts, jerky, or protein bars. Your energy levels will remain stable instead of crashing from processed airline carbs. Here's tip number 6 that frequent business travelers swear by. Create a sleep schedule starting 3 days before your flight. If you're flying east, go to bed an hour earlier each night. Flying west, stay up an hour later. This pre-adjustment makes jet lag recovery dramatically faster. Tip number 7 involves strategic timing of your entertainment consumption. Download content in 3 categories: high-energy shows for the beginning when you're alert, documentaries for the middle stretch, and calming content for when you want to sleep. Your brain naturally craves different stimulation levels throughout the journey. Movement is crucial, which brings us to tip number 8. Develop an in-seat exercise routine. Ankle circles, calf raises, shoulder rolls, and isometric exercises prevent blood clots and reduce stiffness. Do these every hour religiously, even if other passengers think you're weird. Your circulation is more important than their opinions. Tip number 9 addresses the elephant in the room: airplane bathrooms. Always bring your own toilet paper and hand sanitizer. Use the bathroom during meal service when lines are shortest, and wear shoes because those floors are not just wet with water. Here's tip number 10 that transforms your comfort level. Pack a small blanket or large scarf. Airplane blankets are often unsanitary and insufficient. A personal blanket also serves as a pillow, privacy screen, or extra padding for hard armrests. Tip number 11 focuses on protecting your health beyond just avoiding germs. Bring saline nasal spray to combat the incredibly dry air that can cause nosebleeds and sinus problems. Your mucous membranes are your first line of defense against illness. Technology management is tip number 12. Put your devices in airplane mode and use downloaded content instead of fighting for weak Wi-Fi. This saves battery life and reduces frustration. Bring a portable battery pack because airplane USB ports are notoriously unreliable. Tip number 13 involves strategic social engineering. Be genuinely kind to flight attendants. They deal with stressed passengers all day. A sincere smile and please and thank you often results in extra snacks, better service, or helpful information about delays. Tip number 14 addresses sleep optimization beyond just blocking light and sound. Bring melatonin and take it at your destination's bedtime, not when you want to sleep on the plane. This helps reset your circadian rhythm more effectively than just trying to force sleep. Finally, tip number 15 is about mindset management. Accept that you're essentially camping in the sky for several hours. Lower your expectations, embrace the experience as temporary, and focus on your destination rather than the journey's discomfort. These 15 strategies transform economy flying from endurance test to manageable experience. Which tip surprised you most? Drop a comment below sharing your own flight survival hacks, and subscribe for more travel secrets that actually work. Safe travels, and remember, every flight eventually lands.